What's up, family? I'm Juan Castillo, and when I'm on social media, my favorite show to watch is the Don't Shoot the Messenger weekly podcast. Chris G, Professional Sutton, Rucker Report delivers sports the way it's supposed to be, real and authentic. So get ready to be entertained. My boys are ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, the Rucker Report, a.k.a. Jerry.
Ready? This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me, X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Oh, yeah, we are back like we never left nothing. Professional Sutton, Chris G, the Rucker Report. Welcome to another one edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, the Rucker Report, Jersey.
I didn't want to go off topic. I mean, like, I didn't want to get off. I'm like, because if I, don't do that, then it's going to be like, yo, what's going on? Well, you messing this up, so I had to revert back, but it's all good. I spent the block back. You know what I mean? So, fellas, it's been a while.
That's all that Dip said he was just listening to.
You know what I mean? It's been a while since we were able to do a show, and my godson just jumped on. He said, "Yes, I've been waiting for this." So we got a lot of fans waiting.
Oh, so, we've been on since the Super Bowl, ain't we?
Nah, we ain't been on since the Super Bowl. We was on the day of the Super Bowl, but we ain't been on since the Super Bowl. So we got a lot to talk about, but we definitely, before we start that, we got to thank our sponsor, Cassandra Roach. Yes, that's that. Cassandra Roach. Let me get this off the screen so people can see what's going on here. That's at Caldwell Banker Realty. Yes, if you need a home, if you need a loan, let her help you get into the house of your dreams. Give her a call at 475-201-7435. Also, you can reach her at cassandra.roach@cbrealty.com. So, yes, thank her so much for that. Now, fellas, I'm all over the place here because, we got, people still want to talk about Super Bowl, but I don't want to talk about
that's old news.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about Tom Brady getting 7 Super Bowls. That's old. Okay. So we're just gonna jump into basketball right now.
I say, don't make me click this avatar.
Hey, listen, you click the avatar if you want to, but I already beat y'all enough about that. Now, ever since a few days ago, y'all know when I watch basketball, I really invest in basketball after the All-Star break. But I do want to give some shouts out to Joel Embiid, man, because I've been talking junk about him for years. And he put on a show last night. So shouts out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Got him in there. MVP candidate talks. Him, Bron. Who else is up there for MVP? MVP.
Oh, yeah, candidate? I'll tell you. Right now there's 5.
Okay, yep.
But there's only, as of right, there's 5 candidates because it's early.
Mm-hmm.
But right now there's only 2 that could win. So the 2 would be LeBron and Joel.
Okay.
Number 3, anywhere from 3 to 5 are all interchangeable, depending on what day of the week it is. And that would be Dame, Steph, Nikola Jokic. All those 3 kids, they can float anywhere from 3 to 5. But,
yeah, especially Steph.
But their records are all suspect, except for Dame, but it's still not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, you can float anywhere in between there with those 3. But right now, Joel and LeBron are the front runners because they're on the winning teams. It just makes sense.
Now, Chris, I got a question, man, because Stephen A. He's been a one to talk junk about Dame Lillard a lot. And he came on and he said, "Listen, I would like to apologize to Dame because I was pushing that movement about Dame. how do you feel about Stephen A. finally saying, "Yo, listen, I gotta chill out"?
Well, first of all, I would say I don't think Stephen A. has talked like a bunch of junk about Dame.
Right.
Nothing that wasn't like, you know who needs to about, you know what it would have meant. It would have meant more if Skip Bayless would have said that, because Skip Bayless talk a bunch of shit about Dame Lillard
all day.
And he only talks shit. It's funny. Skip only talk about people who we feel let him down and trying to bring down LeBron.
Yeah. Yes. So talk about
it. That's a weird correlation, but I won't get too much into that. But it would have meant more coming from him. But I think Stephen A. and even Matt Kellerman give fair assessments about Dame. Obviously, y'all know I'm a Portland fan, so I ride with Dame. But I mean, listen, the truth is the truth. He's all the way in Oregon, so nobody be thinking about Oregon.
Nah.
Okay.
Except for Nikes, that's it. But
right, and Prefontaine in it, but he's all the way in Oregon. He hit the late games, and most of the time, he not even the marquee late game, because the marquee late game is going to be Lakers, Clippers, Warriors. You know what I mean? So he all the way in the back burner, and then it just even though I think he's been playing with good players, sometimes not great, even though I love CJ McCollum and when Nurkic can be healthy, but he's mostly doing it by himself. He's been showing and proving that he's this kind of player, but he in Oregon, so people don't really be watching. And then he gets into the playoffs, and when the spotlight is on him, he got some clinchers. Don't get me wrong, but people hold. I don't, but people hold against them when the Warriors were down Kevin Durant and they got swept by the Warriors. People hold against them when they were like a 3 seed and got swept by the Pelicans, Anthony Davis. Now they tend to forget that he closed out OKC in Houston, and he's actually made it to the Western Conference championship game, but that just is what it is. But I think Dame is proven for a while. What's going on, Aaron?
So Aaron,
he's a top 10 player in this league.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I love Dame's game, man. I think people talk about old school and that tenacity. Dame is really one of those players who definitely, brings you that tenacity, brings you that, that rough and tumble play that's always there, So definitely dope. Shamik, what's going on, brother? He said that has to count. Yes, Dame being tough and Dame just being in there. I don't think people give him enough credit, with that. But I do want to, like I said, I'm all over the place, people. So I'm everywhere. If you just tuning in, it's Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Ruck, man, what do you like that you saying with the NBA, man? Give the people something, man, because people like Aaron. I'm gonna tell you what people like Aaron do, Ruck. People like Aaron, right?
No, you gotta go to his comment that he made like 2 weeks ago where he was begging the Warriors to trade Draymond.
Listen, this is what Aaron do, right? Aaron goes on Facebook, he scatter around, he sees stuff like, okay, people talking about LeBron, I'm gonna talk about that. And Aaron just watch highlights off of YouTube. That's what he does, man. And then he always talk about old school players. That's how Aaron gets off. Aaron talk junk by getting people riled up. You know what I mean? And then he watch the highlights. Then it's like, come on. But so Shamik said, nah, I mean, them playoff losses. He's talking about Dame. He said fake. He said fake has to win or get to the conference finals at least. I'm sure he meant Dame has to get to the finals and win at least. But it is tough. When you don't have that support. But shouts out to my boy Dame. But what's going on your end, Ruck, man? What you liking? What you seeing? And also, I'm trying to get my godson up here as well. So hopefully he can,
Well, listen, man. I think I just sit in amazement, really, really, really watching Bron. Bron is really that dude, man. Like year 17 to do the stuff that he's doing night in and night out. I think it's different. I was really shocked this week with the All-Star selection. I mean, I'm glad that Bradley Beal finally gets the respect that he deserves. But then you flip it and then you see Dame kind of get into a popularity contest with him and Luka, and everybody loves Luka, so that was going to be an easy pick for them, and him getting that starting nod for the West. the crazy thing that I had the argument about with my cousin is that I agree with what Charles Barkley said. Like, AD isn't an all-star this year. Like, I haven't seen enough of him to be an all-star. And we talked about it on this show that, listen, at some point, the boy got to show up. He gotta know that it's a new season going on, because since the championship, he been on break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, because I can't. My thing is, they talking about he's got 23 and 8 a game, right? People, that's 10 shots. That's 10 shots for somebody like AD to be 10 shots in 2 free throws.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? The only big game that he's had so far this year has been Phoenix. I think he had like 37 and 14 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Phoenix. So
yeah,
not really buying into all that. I think for the MVP discussion, even though Joel kind of got the 50 burger last night, which was dope, I think you also got to look at Steph. I think Steph has been performing crazy. Mm-hmm. And if we just going off the 50 burger, Jamal just dropped 50 last night too. Easy.
And doing it 80%.
You know what 80%. I'm saying? But I do like the comment that you had said about Joel earlier, because I think this goes to show what Doc Rivers can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when Doc Rivers gets high-profile big men that maybe underachieve, he turns them into monsters. And then, not to even say, the East is up in the air, but Philly may be the most consistent team in it. And look at Tobias Harris. He's on the tear for maybe a 50, 40, 90 year. That's big. That's big. So
I think that, what we are seeing now, we are seeing a lot of, and I'm going to get to some of these comments, we are seeing a lot of these players coming into their own. When you're talking about system, when you're talking about finding your flow, that's what we're seeing. And I think that a lot of these teams weren't able to play because of the COVID, so they got a lot to prove. And again, like when you said Jamal Murray, he's showing you, he's leaving off where he left off last year. It's like, hey, I'm gonna show you what's real. I got something for you. So I love it, man. Now the defensive side of the part, that's of course that's a little questionable, but you got to take it with what you got. Again, to see Embiid finally trusting the process, it's like, wow. He's actually stepping into his own, which is phenomenal. Let me get to some of these comments here. Shamik said, "Well, I gotta scroll up because we got listeners who don't get the chance to see this." And there's one comment. He said, "LeBron, Black Jesus James." I mean, come on. And Aaron, I'm gonna, he said what he said. He said, "I watched the games, bro, and yes, some of these cats like to crown Hall of Famers will get off the bench unless it's a timeout." Basically, what he's saying, a lot of these cats won't even get in the game unless it's a timeout, halftime, or they being blown out. That's cool. Shamik said Luka is a whole problem. In fact, AD definitely isn't. The All-Star game has been flawed, Glenn, what's up, Glenn, my 49er? He said, should Toronto cut that cat that got dunked on like that?
He shouldn't have got on the plane last night.
I mean, did
you see the assistant that walked off the bench? Did you see that?
Nah, I ain't see that.
Yo, that dude should not get back on the plane. He shouldn't have made it back to where they at, Tampa, Orlando, or whatever they at.
I mean, listen, but it happens though. It happens, but you gotta redeem yourself. I mean, but listen, y'all gotta remember, you know what I mean? Like Jordan got put on a poster. Patrick Ewing, I mean, baseline, it happens, but he shouldn't have jumped.
Mike ain't get put on a poster like that, but that dude last night, that was a bad business decision, yo.
Definitely. Raymond B. Bennett, shouts out to Raymond B. Bennett, peace God. He said AD is up and down. Shamik says LeBron is MVP. And he said Jamal did it with no free throws. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's what I'm saying. And the thing about this is, listen, 50 is impressive, but like remember, Jamal did it in the game with no free throws, but then Jamal also did it last year in the bubble when him and Spider was going back and forth.
You know what? Thank you, Ruck, because Aaron said 50 is great for a game, but Murray isn't consistent enough for folks to get hyped about.
Murray is consistent enough.
Yes, he is.
Listen, here's the problem, right? Murray is going to have the same problem that Dame has. Dame plays in Portland, right? Jamal plays in Denver. Those are the late games. People aren't going to see enough of it. And then when Jokic is the touted number one player on the team, of course, that pub is going to be taken away. But Jamal Murray is the real deal. Like,
yes.
Don't get that messed up. He's for real.
Yes, very much so. Very much so the real deal. Again, I think what you're seeing is what is going, again, when people crown these champions, Aaron, let me get to Aaron comment. Let me go on a big screen here, okay? Because Aaron is the first one to say, oh, don't crown these dudes. Is this, is that. Shouts out to Uncle Juan. Aaron says a lot of this, but Aaron is like Skip. Anybody that doesn't take down LeBron, Aaron don't like no more. Because Aaron would swear that, if they don't got AD, they ain't going to the Western Conference Finals. Last year, he was like, LeBron gonna forget about it. The Clippers, they're done. Soon as the Clippers lose to the Nuggets, what do he say? Oh, it don't count because LeBron didn't play them. That's not his fault. Aaron loved to talk like that. I love Aaron. Aaron is one of those guys, he loved to try to discredit Bron. And then when someone doesn't live up to his expectation, it don't count no more. But he the first one to say, nah, regular season games don't count. But it counts to Aaron when it's not about LeBron losing. Let me get his comments real quick, right? E-Money, what's up? Remy B. Bennett says Harden is doing it, leading the league in assists. We're gonna talk about that.
Yep.
Aaron
Harden
said
is doing amazing. He's doing amazing at
great
being
job.
The general for the Nets.
Aaron said that CP3 is one of his favorite players. My man E-Money back. He said great show, yes sir. OG Juan say Nets. I still think they need to play defense, but go Knicks. Okay.
I see Uncle Juan. There you go.
We see you, OG.
There you go.
Julius Randle, All-Star too.
Yo,
He's
listen.
an all-star.
Julius Randle is an All-Star.
As a Knicks fan, you got to listen. Let them have their moment. Remember they said that commercial. It used to come on MSG, and they'd be like, "Let's go New York, dun, 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 dun. Let's go New York." Got to give them credit.
I don't know none of them Knicks commercials.
No.
Who watches the Knicks commercial?
First of all, it ain't go like that. You disrespectful. It ain't go like that. It went go New York, go New York, go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. You disrespectful though.
Okay, you got it.
We gonna take it. We gonna take that as disrespect.
Aaron said, "Bro, I never said it didn't count." Marquette said, "I'm the last person to say any game is meaningless." Yes, it does. Any game that comes to LeBron, you always talk that crap.
Well, Rob Davis, then.
My man Rob Davis, he said Aaron would love it if Steph Curry was the only player in the NBA. Yes, he would. He would, man. Aaron is delusional. Aaron is so delusional.
Look, I love Steph, all right? I only watch the Warriors to watch Steph. I think he's box office. He's must-see TV.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
It hurt my eyes sometimes watching what Steph got to deal with. Now, last night, he had a bad game. He scored 29, but Steph did not play great last night.
No.
And he did get a lot of help, and they dropped that game to Orlando. But normally, watching a Warrior game is watching Steph go off and going, can somebody please help him? Somebody, please. So, you know what I mean? It's like, but I got to give Steph a lot of credit. There were some people, not me, but there were some people who thought that he couldn't do it without having a awesome team around him, and he's showing that he can still drag them to the playoffs. So,
please don't.
I say this to Chris's point though, and Chris, we talk about this too, but let Steph and them get a 7 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Let them become dangerous and get a 7 seed and go through the entire season and get some of these guys that haven't been performing well to a decent level. Like, not for nothing, and Chris is probably going to kill me for this, but Andrew Wiggins played well last night.
Oh, no. Andrew Wiggins, hold on. They call him two-way Wigs now. They call him two-way Wigs.
Okay.
He's been playing good, and even as of late, he started off really bad. Kelly Oubre has been playing phenomenal for the past couple weeks. So, you know what I mean? Like, they getting it together. Don't get me wrong. But if they could, kind of get everything gelled, get their big men back, because all their big men are hurt right now. If they could get it going and just get like a 5 to 6 game win streak together, they're the only team in the NBA that hasn't lost 2 in a row. I mean, hasn't lost more than 2 in a row. They also haven't won more than 2 in a row either. But, they're like, right, they're teetering. If they could, take a step up, they could be a dangerous team for people in the Western Conference.
Definitely.
Speaking of dangerous, man, my godson finally joining us. He been
we ain't talking no Tom Brady. We ain't talking no Tom Brady.
None.
Godson, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. He said, I can't wait to talk to Chris G. That's what he told me. Let me find. He said, I got something for Chris G. I got something for Chris G.
Yeah, they be coming for my head, yo.
Yo, again, shouts out to my godson MJ. His name Marquise, but he on Facebook as such. I don't even know where he on Facebook. He changed his name so much, I don't even know. But what's going on, man?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, but I can't see what happened.
What happened to the camera? All right, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Got you.
What you want to say, man? I don't care what. Talk your junk, man. What you want to say, man?
I don't got nothing to say about football, man. I don't got nothing to say.
Sure.
No,
What you got to say about Tom Brady though? Just give me 2 sentences, man.
Yeah, you gonna go there? Okay.
Listen. When I see a young man who's working hard, doing what he needs to do, I got to spotlight him, man. What you want to say, man? What you want to say?
Let me see. The Golden State Warriors are not getting the 7th seed. That's ridiculous to even say.
Okay. Aaron, you hear this, Aaron? Uh-oh. Aaron, don't get Aaron mad.
What is he a Golden State fan or something?
No, he's a Curry fan, but anybody that's for LeBron, listen, Aaron don't like nobody that plays basketball after 1996. No matter what you do, a team can go undefeated and beat teams by 100. Aaron will still say, "Oh, it's not like they used to play in basketball." Aaron gonna show you some UFC fight, like that was basketball. No, it's not. That was fighting. That's not basketball. Somebody getting swung on and cheap shot at the foul line. That's not basketball. That's called a sucker punch.
Yeah, did not play basketball back then. They didn't play good basketball back then.
But nobody want to talk about how they used to give like 100 points back in the day too. But they play great. Anyway, go ahead, Marquise. Now, what you saying about Chris G? That when you see him, what?
I had something to say to him. It's not much to say. I mean, Tom Brady to go. I mean,
thank you.
Not much to say.
Thank you. He's been waiting to say
that. That's your goal, not my goal. My goal got a big ass forehead.
This goal also got 2 Super Bowls, Marquise. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Anyway, again, now what you're saying about Golden State that they're not gonna get that 7th seed?
Yeah, I don't think they can get the 7th seed.
So who gonna take it from them?
Maybe
all the teams that's below them. Name them all.
If I'm being honest, I kind of like Dallas chances.
Dallas is more talented. I'll give you that. They got a better
Absolutely.
roster, but they still ain't winning games.
Yeah.
They still
Porzingis got to be there too. So they haven't had that type of balance. And just remember, 2 weeks ago, Luka was pissed in every press conference, talking about we ain't playing good at all, and he said it in 5 different languages. So I don't know if you want to pick them.
He said, Aaron said, it's hard for me to talk to cats about NBA who were born in 1990. He was born in 2000, Aaron.
I was born in 2000, but
Yeah, he was born in 2000.
Give me 10 years.
Listen, guys, listen. When you step in here, it gets hot. You see that light on you? It gets hot. Okay, it gets hot. People in the comment section talking junk. Yo, you got to make me look proud, fam. You know what I mean? I taught you well. You can't be back in there.
Dallas is a good team, and if they could get their stuff together, they are a more talented team than Golden State. They just haven't put it together yet. I mean, for all the Golden State's shortcomings, Steph has been carrying them through. Like, he never lets them fall low enough. He's keeping them treading water. Now, listen, they're a Steph injury away from being the worst team in the NBA. But if that don't happen, I just need to see it. I need to see Dallas do it. And then below Dallas, you're talking about the Sacramentos of the world, the OKCs, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Rockets, all teams.
Pelicans,
all teams. The Warriors they're just better than only because of Steph Curry. Now the question is going to be with the Warriors and Steph Curry is, can he get them into the middle of the pack instead of treading at the bottom? And then I also got to state, it's 10 teams that's making it to the playoffs this year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they're doing like 2 play-ins, the
Yep.
8 and the 10.
Yep.
No. Yeah, right. The 8, the 9, the 10, and the 11th is making it. So you know what I mean. It's going to be a lot of bad teams that's going to make the playoffs. So we'll see.
It's going to be some bad teams in the playoffs this year, but the thing is that expansion is going to create a different lane for some of these other teams that are dangerous. Like, again, if Golden State holds the 7th seed, who really wants to play them in the first round, right? And then talk about another team that nobody's talking about. Let Houston pull it together. They got enough on that squad to scare somebody in the playoffs. You talking about DeMarcus, you talking about John Wall has been playing crazy lights out. Eric Gordon has still been doing what he do. They got enough to make it interesting. And that's all you got to do, especially if you got a superstar like Steph. You give him a chance in the game.
That's all he needs.
That's all he needs.
Well, speaking of all we need, we definitely got to thank our sponsor, Cassandra Roach at Caldwell Banker Realty. Yes, that's Cassandra Roach at Caldwell Banker Realty. Give her a call if you want your home, the house of your dream. Get into something that you love. Call her at 475-201-7435. That's 475-201-7435. And also, we definitely got to shout out Juan and our original sponsors who held us down from the get-go. That's 94.3 WYBC.
The rhythm of the city.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go to their online page, www.943wybc.com. And if you are in the local area, at 94.3.com. Yes, yes, yes. So Aaron said Houston.
Yo, let me tell you this, Aaron. You my mans. For real. Pause. But say that to Boogie Face. I ain't with you.
You know what? So what do you think about Houston? Do you think that they got enough to make it and get there?
You talking about to me?
Yeah, talking to you.
Oh,
I see you, Henny.
I mean, if I'm being honest, no, I don't. I don't think they're even going to be in contention to even make the playoffs. Just that. I mean, they do got John Wall and Boogie, but like we're gonna be real. Boogie hasn't been the same since he tore his ACL. Just hasn't been the same.
It's a good point.
I mean, I thought he's been playing good. I never thought he was great, but I think he's been playing good since he's been.
Don't trust him. Like he's not a superstar to lead a team to the playoffs. Rather, if you swap him and Harden out, the way Harden can do it, that he has been doing it since he's been there. So I don't think they will be in playoff contention. No, I don't.
Okay, all right.
Now,
Aaron said, I don't like the expansion for the playoffs. Again, anything that I mean, some people might not like it. I mean, that's cool. But what do you fellas and Marquise? I'll start with you, and then we'll go around. How do you like the expansion of the playoffs? Do you think that's a good thing, or do you think it kind of waters down the league?
I think it's a good thing because it gives other teams, like the young teams, really a chance to try to be successful and try to actually compete for something rather than because there's a lot of good teams like Chris G and them said Golden State is a good team, but then you got the Pelicans who's on the come up, got the what's the other team, Sacramento's on the come up with De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hill. I like them too, and then Houston come up too. So I think it's a good idea. I definitely do.
But is it giving too many teams the easy way out? Like it's not our fault that you've been playing good enough. So why should we reward you? Or do you think that it's kind of like college where it's like, if you get in there, you just got to ball out?
Yeah, I think it is giving the state team the easy way out. I definitely do think that. Yeah.
Now, Henny Bub says, shouts out to Henny Bub. He said it's a bad thing putting, expanding the playoffs. He said 33-win teams don't deserve it. I agree. And he, Aaron, he gonna speak his mind. He said the NBA league continues to water itself down. Aaron, as you know, it's about money, man. You know what I mean? Because if there's more games that's more revenue. And also, you got to remember last year they lost so much money. Now they're trying to recoup a lot of their funds. And we can say what we want, but we still gonna be watching because once you get down to and people were talking about the bubble. Remember, I'm not watching. That's the bubble. That's stupid. I would never watch. Man, you watching them games, you like, yo, listen, it's how can you not respect it? So I think it's a good thing, sort of. But I think that when you let in too many teams, it's kind of like But how about you, Ruck? You seeing this? Do you think that it's watered down to let too many teams in the playoff?
I mean, for me, like I do agree sometimes a lot with what Aaron says because I'm an old head too. But I think I want to see it first. I want to see how it kind of plays out because I do think that it gives them chances to get in teams like Phoenix, the Pelicans, and Memphis. Like who in the NBA doesn't want to see Zion in a playoff series or Ja in a playoff series, or even like Marquis said, even De'Aaron Fox, some of the young stars in the league that should get a chance. You know what I mean? Like, listen, truth be told, the NBA, especially with this, is banking on, and I hope they are. Like, we need the Knicks back in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like it needs to happen. Like them having Julius Randle being all-star, Tibbs making a move to get Derrick Rose back, which I told y'all that boy is not done and he's playing well, is a great thing. So I want to see it. You know what I mean? I'm a purist, but I do want to see. I want to see how it looks.
How about you, Chris? Do you think that adding some more teams will help or hurt the NBA? Yeah.
Money man Zell.
That's all it's about. Other than the only two teams I could think of as 8 seeds to beat 1 seeds are the We Believe Golden State team and the Denver Nuggets.
When they beat Seattle.
And then as far as the East, shit, I don't know if an 8 ever beat a 1 in the East.
Ever.
Because the East 1 and the East 8 are like
so far apart.
Sometimes. Yeah. So it's just like, but hey, it's basketball. I'll watch. It'll be entertaining, right? Because, playoff basketball is always going to be, high intensity. You know what I mean? It's like playing for money. It's a different type of game once playoff basketball starts. So it'll be nice to watch. But, what do you like? Even think about it. Portland thing. As hard as Portland fought in the bubble to get to that 8th spot. And they got 4-1 by the Lakers. And other than game 1 that we won, and I think game 4 that was close until the 4th, we got smoked every game.
Yeah.
I'm good, B. I'm good. But I'll watch.
Yeah. Raymond B. Bennett, he says NBA is playing like the ABA and Summer League, lots of scoring, no D. Aaron said, earn it. If you get in, hats off to you. Knicks do not need to be in the playoff. They need to earn it. And Aaron, here he come. Here come the old school. I'm from an era where we had short shorts and big sneakers, where the East and West was a problem. Again, that was NBA. You know what I mean? That was just basketball, Aaron. But again, it's a different time, Aaron. And sometimes you got to adapt to change. Now, again, do I think that some teams should earn it? Of course. But who don't want to, like when we saw Portland in the bubble and we seen Phoenix scratching to get into the playoffs, that was dope. I don't care that was dope. They didn't get there, but it was like, but what if? Would they have got swept? We don't know, but it would have made for great games. Now, on the flip side, I'm going to sound critical here. I do think that certain teams should own it. If you got 20 wins, you don't need to be in nobody playoff. This ain't AAU. No, if you don't earn it, you ain't getting in. So that's where I stand. Now, Marquise was talking, as they say in the Bay, hella shit yesterday, last week. He was talking about, Marquise sound like Aaron now, just a younger version. Oh, I don't know. Brooklyn, look what they did to the Lakers. I don't know, man. Ain't nobody gonna be able to beat them. Now, do they look good? Yeah, but then a few weeks ago, everybody was throwing their hands up. Oh, they stink. They But Marquise, he be throwing little shots in. Now, I know we talk about Brooklyn every week, and I think we are going to because we want to see how they shape up, right? Are they good enough? Well, or do you? I know they're good enough. That's not a question. Do you see Brooklyn being in the Eastern Conference Finals and
Yes.
also taking it too and winning the whole thing? Do you see them winning the whole thing this year?
Well, I don't know about winning the whole thing. That'll bore out over time. But them making to the Eastern Conference Finals is basically a process of elimination. Honestly, it's what team is good enough with all their deficiencies, and Brooklyn has some deficiencies. With all their deficiencies, who's good enough to beat Kevin, Kyrie, and James 4 times in the East? That becomes a problem. Now, Joel Embiid, Philadelphia team can give them a problem that they can't solve. They cannot solve a dominant big man that you can't small ball off the floor. Joel Embiid should murder them. And for as bad as Ben Simmons is as an offensive player, as a defensive wing, I mean, I'm not saying he can shut somebody down, but can he make it hard for Kyrie or James when on him? Yeah, he can. And if Seth Curry could continue his hot streak with shooting threes, who knows?
Now, Marquise, you was talking that yin yang yesterday, man. You want to call me, and anytime again, Marquise is one of them underlying LeBron haters too. He like LeBron. He'll buy all the sneakers, but then he want to throw a little jab because he think it's gonna hurt me. But do you think that the Brooklyn Nets have enough to win the title this year?
I think they got enough to get there, but as far as enough to beat the Lakers, I'm still deciding on that. They offense is obviously as we all know is crazy. Their offense is something crazy and it's entertaining to watch, but their defense is rocky, little rocky.
What you gonna do when Dennis Schroeder look at you in the face? Look at you, like what you? Come on, fam. If that ain't the new Ace Tyrone Hill, fam, you scared? You scared? Listen, am I lying? What you do?
You know it's still Black History Month, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care. Tyson Fury. Listen, Deontay Wilder messed that up for us last year. He got his ass whooped during Black History Month by a black guy named after a white guy named after a black guy. So all bets are off. But anyway, I'm like you, Marquise. What's going to happen when you and you in Philly, Marquise, and you talking this stuff, man? Embiid gonna come see you, man.
I think what Chris G said, Embiid's gonna get his because the Nets' problem is have guarding a dominant big, so he's gonna get his. But as far as I don't really, even though Brooklyn's a new team, I really don't got much faith in the Bucks or the 76ers. And the fact is, the Bucks have had the best record the last 2 years in the league, and they have done nothing with it. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think, one of those years, and then they lost 4 games straight to the Raptors. The next year after that, they lost a 5 to the Heat. So I really don't got no faith in Giannis and the Bucks. And Giannis is a one-dimensional player. When he gets shut down, as far as him being limited to drive to the basket, he's nobody outside of the paint. As far as the 76ers, Embiid, when they had Jimmy Butler, they was the favorites to beat the Raptors. Game 7, Embiid didn't show up. Then the last year, even though they had Ben Simmons, they did get swept. I mean, which is embarrassing. You got swept. Embiid is by far the best player on the floor. I feel like he's better than Tatum. So I don't really got much faith in him. And then I think it was one year he said he had the shits or something like that, wasn't he? He had the shits, so he couldn't perform. So I mean. Stuff like that making it hard for you to play basketball. I mean, I just don't got no faith in him at all. No, I don't.
Yo, how you gonna be in Philly saying this, yo? They about to come to your door, seeing you, young boy.
Joel and Philly. Joel and Philly been looking different this year with Doc.
Yeah,
they've been looking different. And listen, you're right. As far as last year was concerned, I don't know what was up with them. Maybe with the whole regime change. With new front office, new head coach, maybe this is why they're starting to look different. But they definitely look like they could be an Eastern Conference Finals team. And then listen, we'll see what happens when it gets to there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, would I want to like hitch my wagon to Philly? Not necessarily, but they just pose problems for the other dominant team in the East, which would be the Brooklyn Nets. Okay. Just like the Lakers will pose problems with a healthy AD. They got nobody that could even attempt to guard. AD could get whatever he want, whenever he want. So they would technically really have two players that could do that. So, obviously LeBron could get what he want when he want. AD could get what he want. And then, obviously, listen, Kevin could get what he want when he wanted as well. But, that just gives them some problems, which is why I think the Lakers are still the favorite with a healthy AD. But Brooklyn, listen, Brooklyn isn't, I wouldn't call them an underdog. It's about 55-45. I mean, it's close. It's Razor thing.
Now, I do want to ask, because I don't even know if this is going to happen, because, again, I think that Brooklyn already gave everything that they wanted to give away, except for 560 State Street, which Jay-Z used to cop at. That was his stash house. Andre Drummond, if you put him on that Nets team, now what we talking? Are we talking a favorite? Or are we still talking we still need
they got
some
the money to swing that?
No, I'm just saying. That's why I said unless they go to 560 State Street where Jay-Z used to cop at. You know what I mean? That's what Jay-Z. Maybe Jay-Z stuff. Now
they're gonna have to leverage a lot for that.
But what else do they have?
If they got Drummonds, you could just wrap it up for this year. If they got Drummonds, because you're talking about a defensive player who is a rebound machine. He could be that. I'm not saying he could stop AD, but he could definitely give AD,
some
problems. Yeah, I would. Yes, I would make them the Golden State Warriors of 2018.
Now here's another thing that you have to throw in the equation too. One, just like Chris said, do they have the money to do that? But there's a team that does have the money to do that. Boston can do that. And you add him to Boston's team, he gives them exactly what they've been looking for, a rim protector and somebody that offensively, when they're running breaks or running certain pick and roll plays, which everybody in the league does, they can get somebody to now finish around the rim, right? So it makes it different. He is probably the key guy that everybody wants, but here's another thing too that is going to sound funny, but could be a great move for the Lakers. The Lakers may want to take a look at Blake. If Detroit buys him out, you're talking about a 4. Yeah, you're talking about a 4 that can still score, can spread the floor now because he's a better 3-point shooter than he used to be, and has actually always been a really good defender, and he's a better passer. So now when you don't have AD performing like he should, if you got somebody like that, and they would get him next to nothing because his contract is going to be bought out by Detroit. So there are a couple things that can happen. But if Drummond was to go to Brooklyn, just cancel it. It's over, yo.
Marquis, so you saying that if Drummond goes to Brooklyn, is that what you say?
Wait, say that again.
If Drummonds go to Brooklyn, is it over? Are they guaranteed that title?
Yes, by far. It's not close. I mean, honestly, I think they're winning the title with or without Andre Drummond. But they are.
Hold on. You saying Brooklyn with no defense is winning the title this year?
I think. Listen. We all talk. Everybody talk about their defense. You got to outscore them too. You have to outscore that team. You got to outscore them. Like I just never seen as good as Golden State was with Klay Thompson. No disrespect to him, he's not Kyrie Irving. He can't score like Kyrie Irving, and that's just it. At 03, listen, that just is what it is. So a lot of people talk about their defense, but you have to also really outscore that team. And I just don't see no team that can outscore them. I just don't. I mean, with Joe Harris shooting how he shoot, and with Jeff Green playing how he play, I just don't see no team outscoring them.
But what's going to happen when Kyrie gets upset, right? Because nobody's laughing or nobody's on him about the flat earth stuff, right? What's going to happen when you get into Kyrie's head, right? When someone says something to Jeff Green and he take a swing at you, now he gets off the bench. What's going to happen? How is Nash going to be able to handle all of this? Playoff time. You got the paper talking junk because you know that they're going, but they have a team. They have a New York team in the playoffs got that deep in how long? So what is it going to be like? Is KD
74?
Huh?
It's 74.
That's what I'm saying. Is KD going to be able to say, you know what? Yo, y'all do what y'all got to do. When y'all need me, I'm here. Or is KD only going to step up when it's easy for him? In the sense of he can bully people. But what's going to happen when he got that pushback? Those are my questions. How is Kyrie going? Is Kyrie going to let everybody else get their shine on? Because James is doing it. James like, listen, I'm going to be over here dishing dimes. Whatever we need to do to make the team win, I'm fine with. But I think, Chris, you know, and we talk about on the show, what's going to happen when Kyrie ego is not few? What's going to happen when he don't feel like they show him enough love? It's like, wow, James Harden is doing great jobs since coming from Houston. Good job, James. Is Kyrie going to be able to take that?
I got another question I want to put on top of that too. And I got no joy of saying this because Kyrie went to Duke University. Even if it only was for 8 games, but he did go to Duke, so he's a Dookie forever. I got a real question to pose about Kyrie Irving. Real question.
Yes, please. And Marquise, and you answer this, buddy.
Is Kyrie actually a good player or just a very skilled offensive player? I pose this question because of this. Kyrie Irving has never been successful without a really good team. And I'm not talking about like just the average. I mean, had to be good. Boston
Down to Marco.
Without him. Boston did better without him than with him. In Cleveland, until LeBron came, he was, granted, a show, but they got 2 first-round picks with Kyrie on that team. 2 first-round picks. I know he's injury prone, but in some of those seasons, he played a vast majority of them, and he could not lift the team to the next level. So I ask you, how good is Kyrie really? Because I seen you say that, you know, he's a better scorer than Klay Thompson. You are right. He can score at all 3 levels. He's the best finisher I've ever seen, period. I know people always say guard because, you know, I guess big men could dunk, but fuck all that. He's the best finisher at the basket.
And that's not
I've ever seen.
And Chris, and I just want to add to that, and then I want you to finish your point. Klay Thompson's father said that Kyrie is one of the best one-on-one players ever.
Yeah, no, he didn't say one. He said the
okay.
One-on-one player. But we can get to that at a later point. But he the best finisher I ever seen at the basket. I only seen Kyrie miss 1 layup. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, I've only seen him miss 1, and that was that Laker game a couple of days ago. He's obviously a clutch player, but it's almost like you have to get him to that point. If you get him to that point, then he could do it. But he can't just get you to that point. Mm-hmm. I've seen him score 50 points getting smoked. So what is his real talent level? I ask you.
I think Kyrie's an offensive player. I don't think he's an all-around player. No.
Kyrie.
Kyrie's an offensive player, and I think if he had the right pieces, like as he got now, I think he needs somebody to lead him there. But I don't think he can.
Who thinks of Kyrie?
No, I don't think that.
Chris G for president. We got people. You know, you can't see it, but Chris G for president 2024. I mean, he preaching. Aaron, let's see what Aaron got to say. Aaron says, Kyrie is a good offensive player, lacks defensive desire. Yes, Aaron, again, like Chris said, it ain't that he can't play D. He just don't want to.
He just don't
want to.
I always compare him to Steph from a defensive standpoint. I go, the better defender out of Kyrie and Steph is Kyrie, but Kyrie doesn't try. Steph tries every time he's just a bad defender, but he at least tries. Kyrie doesn't try at all.
No.
Which is mind-boggling to me because Kyrie, even though he is a smaller guard, he could be a really good defender if he wanted to. Mm-hmm. He really could, but he just chooses, I'll just get that off.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something about it. And it's not just the flat earth stuff. It's something about Kyrie.
You've been saying this forever. You've been saying this forever.
There's something about it that rubs me wrong. He's an artist, you know, that bullshit. As a basketball player offensively. And, you know, when he's put in that position, if other people could get him there. But him himself can't get you there. It's why the Brooklyn Nets didn't even want Kyrie unless it was a package deal with Kevin Durant. Because I guarantee you they wouldn't have wanted Kyrie if they couldn't have gotten Kevin Durant as well. Because the pairing of them together is like, oh, we could do that. But just adding Kyrie, they would have been like, fuck it, we just keep D'Angelo Russell.
Ruck, man. I mean, I see you over here, you know, you let the church say
that boy preaching. No, I mean, it's everything that Chris just said. Like Kyrie he's a generational talent offensively, right? We have not seen a guard. This is going to sound crazy. He is every much of a scoring threat that AI was with a better jump shot.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie is a taller Isaiah Thomas. Mm-hmm. So for Aaron, that's what it is. But like Chris said, he needs help. He that can only get you only so far, right? We seen it the seasons that he was in Cleveland without LeBron. We seen it when he went to Boston. We seen it the first year in Brooklyn. So he definitely needs help. The thing that makes him so different or weird is I think he's probably the only person that drunk the whole picture of the Kobe Kool-Aid. Like he drunk all of it. He ain't giving nobody none, right? It's just like the memes you see when they pour in the water when it's like this, like that. He drunk the whole bucket, and now his mentality is so off that he believes that he's probably like the reincarnation of Kobe. But the thing is, what people misunderstand about Kobe is Kobe believed in playing both sides of the floor.
Yes, he did.
Like he wanted to be dominant, period, not dominant on one side. He wanted to dominate the entire game. So, you know, Kyrie is different in that angle. I think he did a good thing by going to James Harden last week and telling him that he's the point guard.
Good.
You know, I think that's great. I'm not putting so much stock into what James is doing in terms of leading the league because we've seen him do that in Houston. So he can do that when he's around that type of talent. And the thing that people get messed up about James is James he started his career as a facilitator. Even when he came off the bench at OKC, it wasn't for him to score. He was to facilitate with that second unit. So he knows how to play that role. It just so happens that his offensive game grew to where nobody can stop him neither.
Mm-hmm.
It will make for interesting basketball when they all three of them get on the floor healthy together. Because even with the win against the Lakers, that game could have really got ugly if KD was there.
Yeah.
You know, so it's different. I think we'll see what it is, but their deficiencies on defense always are going to put them in a what if position. If they don't have enough people to stop, you know, people at the rim and people from scoring, they can get into a shootout with some people.
Well, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen, you know, moving forward. Because after the All-Star break, that's when all that tough talk stops. Either you got it or you don't. And I do want to read Aaron's comment, and then I want to get to some of these comments. Aaron said defense in basketball is two things, desire and pride. You can't find that in practice. It's either you have it or you don't. Curry anticipates the passing lanes on defense good, but he is lazy at times. To me, mano on defense. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a true statement, but at the same time, it's like you always he can be lazy because he's not a good defender and he can lack some things, but you never say he don't try. Even when you go, damn, Steph, why are they picking on Steph? But Steph at least tries. I've seen him check people he got no business trying to check. No business trying to check. On the perimeter.
And he don't even call for help. He just be like, strap up.
Everybody else, they might be like, you get over here. Yeah. But Steph be like, fuck it. Kyrie.
Because Steph, if you put me on a highlight, the next 2 plays, I'm going to put you on a highlight too.
Oh, hell yeah.
So go ahead and do what you want to do. But
yeah, the get back is real.
Yeah.
Get back is, Steph will get you back.
He will.
Get you back.
But listen, the other thing to that point too, right, that Chris just laid out there, people said the same thing about AI. And AI was always tops in the league in steals because he did well at playing the passing lanes.
Right.
He wasn't a great on-ball defender. He was just quicker than everybody else that was in front of him. So,
right.
Defense is different. Like, when I think of locking somebody down, like, you really got to be in the vein. You know who was, for me, the premier defender of like a generation that people don't give enough credit to? Tony Allen. Tony Allen would lock you up.
Phil Plummer. That's what he looked like. Phil. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's defense. That's when, like, you not getting nothing.
Now, I'm gonna start some trouble here because I agree with all you guys, right?
You always do.
Because we got the young bull right here. Since he in Philly, I gotta use that Philly term. You know what I mean?
Young bull.
You know what I mean?
Messing with them young Jones.
You know what I mean? Now, Marquise, you watch basketball because Marquise is the old show. He like the old school music. You know what I mean? I taught him what the real music is, man. He like old school movies. He be calling me like, what you like better, House Party or Friday? You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff that he said. Now, looking at the older generation, the
Stop. You need to answer that question.
Huh?
You need to answer that question.
I already answered it.
House Party.
What you say?
Put some dew on it. Answer that question.
Well, we all know Chris don't like Friday. Chris thinks Friday is a bit overrated.
No, I don't.
You don't?
I never said that.
I thought you said that Friday was
Belly is overrated.
Belly. I'm sorry. Yes, Belly. Yes, Belly. Yes, Belly.
Glorified.
You don't like
a glorified rap video is all it is.
I mean, Hype Williams did direct it, so I mean that's what it looked like.
It's a trash movie. I'm not saying about that. It's a trash movie.
All I gotta say is I don't know no Keisha.
Yo, the only two good things in that movie, three good things is DMX did become a decent actor later on.
He did.
Method Man as well. And then I am the original Jamaican Danda. That is a classic line. Other than that, trash. Yo, T-Boz is a horrible actress. Nas is the worst actor I ever seen. Oh God, I got shot. Oh, like horrible. Okay, horrible. But we will not go into Belly. We will not go into Belly being bad. We need to answer this question: Friday or House Party? I'm putting everybody on the spot.
I got Friday.
Right?
Friday.
I got House Party.
Well, we know why.
NJ?
I got House Party, dog.
Yo, and let me tell you something. I got House Party too. But I love Friday. But I got House Party too.
No, I love Friday.
Y'all still like this prehistoric
Listen, honestly, I like House Party 3 a little better, but that's just me though. But anyway.
Yo, Quet, step to the mic too late. I blew it up.
So I'm gonna ask you, Marquise. Thank you, Julie. He said Friday. Again, you studying the game. What are because we talk about. Do you like this basketball or do you like the old school way? And the old school, I'm talking about 90s, early 2000s.
I mean, I could say I like 90s basketball better back then, but I think that now this basketball is more entertaining because last year, 1990s, it was better defense on both sides of the ball. It was better defense and good offense at the same time. We only seeing now we're only seeing good offense. We're not even seeing good defense anymore. Only from some players, but we ain't seeing really both sides of the ball like how we saw it back then. I think outside of LeBron, that nobody really have a warriors mentality like how the players did back then. I just don't think that they do.
Okay.
And and I don't know. I mean, maybe I can agree with me. I can't, but I think that's true.
Now, Chris, because we talk about this, and you know, and I'm starting trouble. Right? I want you to jump into. People keep saying this. Oh, especially Aaron. And I'm saying it because people like Aaron, they're like, yo, these young cats couldn't stand a chance back in the day with some of these dudes. I'm like, and then I'm like, okay, cool, Chris, because I already know what you want to say, but I just want the world to hear this. So I go, you telling me, and then they always say, LeBron will be too soft for the game. I said, one, you got to remember, you can't blame the players. You got to blame the league because they want the game safer. So these players grow up playing hustle like we all did. You know what I mean? There's no fouls when you're playing ball. I don't care who you are. If you want to play on this court, there's no fouls. You're getting punched in the face, and you just got to score. These are what these players are accustomed to. It's not until they get into the AAU, college, where it's tame. You can't even blow on a player because it's a foul. Not these players' fault. It's just the way of the world. So you telling me that LeBron at 6'8", 250 pounds would not be able to play in the 90s? Is that what you're telling me? Or the 80s? You telling me that someone like Kyrie, offensively, he wouldn't be able to do anything against the league back then? I just want to know, Chris. Please, and Ruck, jump in because I keep hearing a lot of these speculations. So that's all I got to say.
So what are you asking?
Do you think that these players can play now that they can play in the 80s and 90s? Did they?
I think that the players now. Are you asking me? Are you asking me? Do I think the players that are bigger, stronger, faster now could play in the era where they weren't as big, as fast, and as strong?
Yes, I am,
is that what you're asking me?
Yes, I am, Chris.
Are you asking me that players that could play until they're 40 compared to players that couldn't play past 27? Couldn't play back in the 90s? Is that what you're asking me? Just to be
yes.
clear.
Players that
what you're asking me?
Yes.
Are you asking me, are players, is Anthony Mason more skilled than some of the players that play today? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes, that's what because when I say, people think I'm crazy because people say, oh, you're young, you're hating. I said, tell me where dudes can jump out the gym, shoot your lights out, and if they need to play defense, they can. Where can't they play?
Let me tell you about the 80s and 90s basketball. It was great. Don't get me wrong.
That's what we grew up.
There was Hall of Famers littered in the 80s and the 90s. But the players, the reason it was so hard and so physical is because most of them sucked. And they had to be physical. They had no other choice. Yes, I need to throw an elbow at your face because I can't guard you. So, we're going to deem that as tough or better. Stop it. Listen, everything, as things go, listen, there's some things in this era of NBA that I would like to change. There's some softness to it that I don't like. But if you're asking me, if you just took LeBron out and just put him in the 80s and 90s, he's going to be a bum? He's a bigger, faster, he's a literally bigger, stronger, faster, more skilled Karl Malone. Wasn't he a great one? Just stop it.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So I do think that LeBron could play in those times, but do you think that he would have the success that he had now back then?
It would be different. I will say that. It would be different because he would have to adjust. He would have to, assimilate to the way everybody's doing things. So his success would be different for sure. For sure. I mean, listen.
It was more competition.
There's definitely, some more competition. And listen, LeBron could be a bit of a whiner. He would have to temper that down. Not that he can't physically do it, but he could be a bit of a whiner. He would have to rein that in. So,
right.
There's no doubt about that.
Because I tell you this, he would have got the Scottie Pippen label, just as Scottie Pippen did with the migraine game, just like LeBron did with the cramps series and all that stuff. He would have got that type of label. But could he play and dominate?
Yeah,
he could definitely play in that level. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, right? And this is where I think people get it messed up. when you talk about generational talents, right?
Ooh, I gotta read some of these comments, bro. Go ahead.
Those are people that just transition generations, right? We're in the midst of watching LeBron. He is one of 3 players in the league to have 35,000 points, 9,000 rebounds, and 9,000 assists. So when he finishes his career, he's gonna be at a triple-double stat line for his entire career.
People don't see that.
You understand that? Like people, that really slipped past people the other day when he hit 35,000. People was like, "Oh snap, 35! Yo, he won a 3. That's dope." No. Read the line: 35, 9, and 9. That's ridiculous. At year 17, and he probably gonna win another MVP. We ain't seen that. We have not seen it.
Yeah, I gotta read some of these comments,
Read
man.
them comments.
Oh man, it's going good.
Yo, who is Julian? He just said something crazy.
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna get to it. So
that's my boy from Elm Street.
Okay. He said, Aaron said mentally LeBron would struggle in the 80s and 90s. He wouldn't dominate, that's for sure. Back then, no one is getting in the paint with ease. There's more athletic, but not being skilled. Just my opinion. Who's stopping Kareem Barkley right now? Henny Bub said D-Ruck looked like a high school volleyball coach. I ain't want to leave that out. Uncle Juan, who been doing
good look, Henny.
He said giving up the baseline is good defense. They are doing it all the time. That's not good defense. They will do it all the time. It's all about sliding and not worrying about conserving energy for offense and all the resting for playoff. The defense fundamentals are lacking, and LeBron would be great in any era, please. And here's the comment that has gotten everybody, up in a uproar. He said Julian Harris. He said Jordan would be Bradley Beal about now. Just his honesty.
Wait, and Henny, you said I look like a high school back. What? You better say something to Julian.
He said, and then he said LeBron's career will be politically motivated. Okay, all right. Let me see what this is.
Yo, Henny said Marquise look like Anthony Bennett. Yo. Shout out to Henny Bubs, man.
Yo, Henny been coming at everybody.
Everybody. Well, he ain't say nothing to me. So that's
yeah, you know.
I know. He just right
coming.
So yeah. So Aaron, that's what he said. That's what he said. Aaron. He said that he would be Bradley Beal right now. He said, "What is he drunk? MJ will kill this era hands down." So
listen, I think MJ. I disagree. I understand his point, but MJ would still be MJ. Like that's it. MJ would, just like any of the greats, if you pluck them out of the 80s and 90s, if you put them in this era, they would adapt and be their same great self. So you telling me Larry Bird wouldn't be even more great because he could shoot more threes?
And what? You can't touch him. And you can't
touch him. You telling me MJ wouldn't just? I don't think Bradley Beal is the right compare. I'm trying to think of who he would be. MJ. I can't think of anybody.
Well,
it's just MJ.
Somebody told me that Michael Jordan this era will be DeMar DeRozan. That's what I heard from one of my friends. That's what they told me. And I listen.
And you need to lose them as a friend because they ain't a friend to you. They are not a friend to you. Matter of fact, we in the car. Let's go, man. We're gonna go see that thing.
As far as Jordan, I'm just trying to think of the skill set. Honestly, I guess maybe like a more aggressive Kawhi. This is like a very, very much more aggressive Kawhi Leonard.
How about
what Jordan would be?
How about Russ, but not as hyper?
No.
It's not. No.
What are you?
Because Kawhi could shoot. Russ can't shoot. I need the whole skill set here.
Okay, LeBron. No, I'm just, okay. I got that best job. Okay,
stop it. He wouldn't be LeBron because he don't care about passing that much. But
exactly.
Kawhi. That's why Kawhi fits the mold because Kawhi don't really be passing like that.
Julian said I went too far.
We know what you meant, Jay.
No, it's all good. I love it.
But So that's what I'm just saying. Like, I don't like great players will be great no matter what era you put. They would adapt and be. You know what I mean? Like that's why I agree. Yeah, like Aaron said, you drop Bird in today's league. What was Bird? 6'9"?
Yeah.
A 6'9" physical
shooter, right?
Physical shooter. What was he? Small forward who would literally talk junk all game and could get under your skin.
Listen, so I remember, so Marquise, Aaron said, your friends were born in 2000. Please don't listen to him. and also, he got a friend named Ja Rule. I hope it's not him because
who got a friend named Ja Rule?
MJ got a friend named Ja Rule.
Wait, we know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Don't look. Don't get changed for $1 around him.
That's his name, Ja Rule. But no. So I think again, I know Aaron loves Larry Bird, and I get why, But I think people again, when you're talking about even those dudes, like Larry Bird played a game and we only shot. Well, not only, but until the fourth quarter, he shot with his left hand. I had to go on YouTube and watch this. I was like, whatever, he ain't doing that, and whatever. But he really was shooting his left hand and making baskets. He said a 6'9" white game is Gordon Hayward.
Post that up.
Yo, Henny on it today, son.
He on it today. And let me tell you something. Gordon is nothing like Larry. Like
nothing at all.
Nothing
at all.
I think that Henny drinking that Henny.
Yeah.
Like his own punch. I don't know, but he disrespectful. Fellas, yeah, I had to get that point out because Aaron go back and forth, and we always gonna have that. And of course, Aaron said, he's a way better than Gordon Hayward. Don't disrespect Larry like that. We got you, Aaron. Something that we could both agree on. And Julian said, who would win between the Pistons' iconic championship teams, Team Zeke versus Team Sheed?
Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke. I think the team would win.
Easy.
I think so.
Oh, I don't know if I'll go easy.
No, it's not going to be like 4-0 or like 4-1 series, but
it'll be 4. It'll be 5.
It'll be 4-2. It'll be 4-2.
Only thing I'm saying is that's not prime Sheed. The Sheed that was in Detroit wasn't Portland.
No, the Sheed that was in Portland is considered prime Sheed, but I really consider the Sheed that was in Washington prime Sheed.
Okay.
Portland, he was definitely a different animal.
He was an animal.
A different animal in Portland.
Oh boy. Who misses the Jail Blazers? Me.
Hey. Think of those. It's okay. So, fellas, I am out of stuff. Not unless you guys want to talk about something.
Oh man, great boxing. I'm telling you, your money's worth of a boxing match tonight on ESPN for free. I don't even know why I'm gassing them up like this. I'm not getting no money for this goddamn promo.
But still, though.
But anyway, I'm a boxing fan and I love boxing. So there's Oscar Valdez versus Berchultz. I don't know how to say his name. Anyway, yo, this is going to be a good one. You talk about two Mexican fighters at 130 who don't believe in defense and one punch. This is going to be great.
Sound like the NBA.
This is going to be some Rocky shit tonight. I'm telling you right now. Oh, this is going to be a good one. So I'll be watching that tonight.
Okay. All right. And also, I want to thank everybody that was on the check-in. We got Uncle Juan. We got Aaron, Julian, Henny Bub, Raymond B. Bennett, always, man. Thank y'all for always tuning in, showing us love. Also, my godson, he finally jumped on today.
Yeah.
Talk junk.
Hold on, though. But I want to give him some props, too, because a lot of people will talk trash on the site. But when they go live, then all of a sudden, man, you can't get a word out of them.
Yeah.
And what I mean?
They be looking like that kid. They be looking like that kid on the meme, Chris.
Yeah, like that. Now, this young boy was bringing it today. And you know what? I got to give him a lot of respect because at least he ain't talking about Tom Brady that much. All right, man, let's get out of here.
Well, he wanted to, but when y'all said no, so he kind of took it there. What time is the fight?
It's at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, again,
UFC fight. I forgot UFC fight is at 8 o'clock. Derek Lewis versus Curtis Blades. It's also a good fight. And then after that, I run right into the boxing fight. So.
Okay. So we definitely got to thank, our sponsors. We got to thank Cassandra Roach at Caldwell Banker Realties. We want to thank her. Also, we want to thank 94.3 WYBC.
The rhythm of the city.
Yes. We got to thank them because they always, hooking us up and making sure that we good. And again, I think my godson, coming up and throwing the jabs and, having a good time. So thank you so much, man. And again, Mark, I want to definitely do this again. And then you can see all the good fathers, their kids jumping into the videos. That's black fathers. You know what I mean? That's what we.
How about that Black Live over there?
I don't know why you got so aggressive. That's black fathers right there.
Cuz we need to see that. You know what I mean? Kids coming in and out. Because people act like fathers ain't there. But we're here, baby. We're here. Well, on that note, thanks again for tuning to another edition of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, The Ruck Report. Cheers.
Peace.
Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. I'm your boy, Professional Sutton.
And I'm your boy, Chris G.
And it's your boy, The Ruck Report, a.k.a. Jerry.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished.
This is Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
X about me.
With Professional Sutton.
You already know.
Chris G.
My homie.
And the Rucker Report.
My family, what up?
They for real.
All straight with no chaser.
Let the games begin.
Let's go. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.